I tell you what, it's a little bit hot, a little bit dry. Oh, lava. Oh, lava feet. Oh, there's shade just here. Oh, I only just made it then. That was my threshold. Oh man, that was excruciating. Oh man, but you can always take it. I was like, you think that's your threshold, but if it had gotten hotter, you would have kept walking because you don't have any other option. I'm on another World War II piece of history. This is an airstrip that was used in the Northern Territory during World War II. Another absolutely amazing spot next to a rainbow in the proper middle of nowhere now. Locals are probably like, nah mate, it's just down the road. Why aren't I more happy? Maybe that is the whole thing. Like, I don't need to be more happy. I'm just here. This is just how I feel right now. I reckon this place will be so epic once the wet season comes through. It fills it all up. It goes all the way up there. And there'll be like a pool and then a waterfall and then a pool and then a waterfall. I'm here! Why do we have all these ideas about like nature being so risky and dangerous? I'm sorry for everything that I've put you through. I love this ute. I've been isolated for too long. I fell in love with a vehicle. It was a really cool opportunity and I'm grateful for my mate because he like brought out all this new stuff in me that I wasn't even aware of about like how much I have grown and how much I have come to understand. I think this might be where I sleep, or I might do a little bit of night driving. I try not to run away from shit, although right now this whole journey kind of feels like running away from shit. I wasn't gonna stop here at all because it was called Attack Creek and the reviews were talking about mosquitoes and everything. It's like the best setup ever. They've got water, they've got like chair and tables, like I could sit there and work on my laptop. They even got firewood. Like, I'm not scared of what might happen. I'm like, let's just see what happens. There was a part where I was thinking like, the sky looks bigger. I can't explain why, but it looks like the sky got bigger. And then I realized like it kind of did, because the horizon's flat in all directions, so you're actually seeing more of the sky. The most beautiful, vibrant sunset out here in the desert. And what we have this evening is something out of a zombie apocalypse movie where I'm in the middle of nowhere, like the hills have eyes sort of thing. So this is like a B-grade horror movie right now. So in the last journal I was wondering whether I was going to camp here. There was a storm building up almost 360 degrees around me. This abandoned building was here for a reason. With rain comes all of the mud. But metaphors are fun. Analogy. Because as well, instead of me talking about like something really specific, I just feel like, yeah, I've probably said it before, it's easy for people to just insert their thing into the metaphor and it can still make sense. There isn't any super good firewood, but there's lots of it. Yeah, so there's no balance that way. And what happens to them is they basically end up homeless, which is where I pretty much am now, which is terrifying. So grateful to finally see water. I'm just gonna reach like a tipping point with so many of these parts of myself at the same time, and I'm just going to evolve. I do genuinely remember feeling like if I pulled my camera out, it would just burst into flames in the heat. This is the campsite from last night, and it's actually called Mistake Creek. And also cow poo is really flammable because cows just eat heaps of grass and then their shit dries out and it's just like a big blob of like condensed fuel. Just to show you what I'm actually talking about, how there's like no trees. I can't show you anything. That's why they say I can only show you the door, you got to walk through it. I can't show you anything. No one can show anyone anything. You got to show yourself. Hooray, I found some more water. It looks a bit like where crocodiles would live. By the time you watch this, I have no emotional attachment to it. Like, if there's something real big going on inside of me, I can document it, and I can be totally vulnerable, and I can feel all my feelings, and I can be in that, and I don't have to feel like that afternoon people are going to be watching me go through that stuff. Chilling by the ute, and a full-grown adult emu walked straight up to me. I took some photos here too. Just like looks like a really cool perspective. And I'm really starting to have some fun with this journal now, and like this whole adventure. Getting a bit of a butt tan. Why not? I'm pretty sure he's not interested in me right now. He's just interested in going on his journey. I guess I'm getting a bit over it. It's been a while, and I've done the hot long drives so much now. I'm just like, I just want it to be over and done with a little bit. Like, what am I trying to do? I'm like practicing. I'm like training myself to be able to handle anything. The most heavenly beach ever when you look all the way down. The rainforest is different here. And it's really trippy too, because like right next to the rainforest, it just turns back into bush. Believe it or not, this is a free campsite in Emerald. Magical portal of beautiful smell. Oh, I could just walk around in circles through that arch all day. Oh, this is the spot. What is really important? Anything? Like, what do I really want to experience? What do I really want to document and create and capture? This is like really cool, and I want to do more of this, but I don't need to keep chasing some higher and higher threshold of ridiculousness. You're infinite. You can keep creating. You can do something new. You're never going to run out of possibilities, you know? Like, you're only feeling so stuck because you've been, like the quote, like, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It doesn't have to be like this huge, like, spiritual journey, this like hero's journey, this quest. Everything that was coming out of my mouth was making me so sad and upset. And I was just like, man, that is the truth. Far out. The important thing with food, I think, is knowing what not to eat, knowing what to watch out for, and knowing how to figure out what's poisonous. People do seem content, like really content. They're like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm good at. I know who I am. And I think that's people who have already have mastered something. They've achieved mastery in whatever. They've found a thing for themselves. I think I've definitely reached the point where I could live this way forever if I wanted to. Like, this is easy, but it's relative, right? Like, somebody else might be like, whoa, that is so insane what you're doing right now. I wanted to make big, dramatic, fast changes. I wanted my life to be different. And I wanted to stop reacting to all this bullshit around me. So the fastest way to do that was to just eject. And that's what I did. I can't like really pass on my understanding. We can all connect and we can share stories and song and art and talk and just like come together to understand like what we're all doing here. I was dead set just looking at house prices out here. Like, because I just started thinking like houses would be way cheaper far away from the city. I want my freedom and I want to be able to explore and do what I want to do and make the mistakes that I need to make to grow. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. I know what I'm doing. I think you rent the canoes. I haven't actually spoken to anyone yet because I got here late. I nearly went for a skinny dip when I come down here before. Desert is like last on the list, like dry country. I don't thrive in that environment, but I have learned to love it too. Making it so that you can't turn back definitely works. It definitely puts you in a position where you're much more likely to follow through with things. Slowly figuring out better and better ways to wear the microphone. Okay, epic journal alert. This is the coolest rope swing spot I have ever seen in my life. Check out this epic shelter. This looks like a good place. to document what I'm thinking and feeling in the present moment. There's still so much cool shit to see over there. You know yourself, like you know what you want,